Welcome back. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a video card. That's right, another video card. One of my eBay special finds, and guys, I promise the video is coming. Just trying to get it together. Another eBay find that I got for a pretty, I would say a fair deal, decent deal, but we paid $42 for this on eBay, and with tax and shipping, I think I wound up paying about $55, which is not too bad. Of course, it doesn't come in its original box, which is a kind of shame because once we open this box, you'll see why it would have been cool to have the original box. Let's get this thing out of here and let's take a look at it and let's see what we got. Okay, and here's our card, and it's awesome because it's shipped in an anti-static bag. And I'll tell you this, I can't tell you how many times I've bought hardware and they don't put it in an anti-static bag. Just gives me more peace of mind. That's all I can say about it. But you know, I've had them shipped in Walmart bags and Lowe's bags, Home Depot and Target or whatever, but it's nice that it's shipped in an anti-static bag designed to protect your hardware. So, but anyways, let's get this out. Let's take a look at it and let's talk about what we bought and what we got. So today's card, and this is what we got. And I promise you it's not another RX 550 or something cheap like that, but probably something at least pretty cool that I thought. All right, can we do this one-handed? Can we do this one-handed? Ta-da! MSI video card. And which one do we have? Let's see if we can get this in. Can we do this one-handed? This is kind of nerve-wracking. There we go. We have the MSI GTX 960 Gaming 100 ME, 2 gigs of DDR5. What is special about this one? This is the MSI's 100 million edition card. So what it is that this card came out because MSI was so proud that they sold 100 million NVIDIA graphics cards. And they came out with this. It has the NVIDIA green, because typically these graphics cards are red on the accent, but it has lovely NVIDIA's green. And that's about it. Yeah. Now, one thing about these graphics cards that I have found out doing some research, you do have a better silicon lottery with them, as these chips are bend and they're actually the cream of the crop chips, so which means that you're able to get better overclocks on it. On factory, this does come overclocked slightly higher than the non 100 million edition, not by much, but yeah, you could get better overclocks because the chips are a lot better on it, and we'll definitely take a look at that. So alright, so let's go over a little bit of this video card before we pop it in. Number one, this card was released in January 22nd of 2015. It's the GM206, that's the GPU name. It's the Maxwell architecture, and it does have DirectX 12 support, which is pretty good and kind of important for most games that we're trying to play today. And the base clock, 1190, and the boost clock, 1253. Now, typically the factory base clocks from these, at least from the Founders Edition, and some of the lower ends were 1127, 1178, but these come boosted up to 1190 to 1253. Plus, because it has a better core on it, you're able to get better overclocks on it. This is PCI Express 3.0 at 16x, and that is about it. That's the only things I could say that is worth mentioning over it. I mean, there's those whole other technical deals and spiels on it. So this is our GPU, and I kind of like it. Pretty decent looking. For anyone looking, you got your DVI, display ports, HDMI, and that's about it. I think it's 2 display ports, 2 HDMI, and that's what it has on it. Nothing fancy. Now, one thing that was kind of nice about this graphics card over here is that over here you have a little LED that kind of shines and everything that could be controlled through the MSI game app, and we'll download that. So 8-pin power connector, and the minimum power supply rating for this, for if you're going to put in the system, was 400 watts. So if you had like a 350 or some of those, and some of those pre-builts that we like to mod, make sure you have at least a 400. My rule of thumb is whatever the minimum is, just go up slightly more. That way you have some more leg room. Plus, if you want to overclock it, you're gonna definitely want a more powerful power supply for it. So let's switch angles of the camera and let's take it apart. Why? Because this card is 5 years old, and I think we need to probably take a look at the thermal paste. And if you look at it, it hasn't even been tampered with. So yeah, let's take a look at it. Let's take it apart. Let's clean it up, and then we'll pop it in our system. Okay, so one of my most favorite thing to do is when I get these older video cards is actually taking them apart. Number one, there's no warranty, so you don't have to worry about the whole warranty issue on it. And number two, I just like to see how things look when you take them apart. So This one seems pretty simple. It just looks like it's going to be 4 screws over here. And there we go. So nothing too crazy. And of course our thermal paste is like dust and gone. So I want to clean it. And the reason why I clean it is because when I do a review on this, I want to make sure that I'm able to show the best performance that it had when we got it and make sure the card works pretty decent. Now this card actually looked like it was well taken care of. And I guess the guy who had it just maintained his card or maintained a very clean computer, which is pretty cool because I can't tell you how many cards that I get sometimes were either in insane smokers' homes where they're just covered in that yellow junk, or there's so much dust on it that, I mean, you be blowing it out for days. I mean, it's just pretty tense on that. So all we're gonna do is just get off all this old thermal paste and stuff and pop some new thermal paste in there. And we'll be good to go. So, all right, so let's zoom it in. And this is our card. All right, there's our core. Nothing too crazy about it. This is only a 2 gig variant, which I wish this was the 4 gig one. And MSI does make the 970 with 4 gigs, the 100 million edition, but that was a little more pricey than what we were trying to go for this. And all right, let's just get a little thermal paste up on here. And I'm not using anything fancy. I'm just using what the Be Quiet one. All right, so that's simple. That's easy. 4 screws off. And we're not going to go too in depth. I mean, everything looks pretty good. And there's no signs that suggest that we need to take this apart any further than what we've already done. So let's line up our screw holes. There we go. I will say this is a very easy video card that I've taken apart. I've taken some cards out and it's like, geez. Can they not put any more screws in it? And that becomes quite aggravating. Nice, simple and easy. Let's get this out of here. Let's move on to our test bench. All right, so we're gonna pop this in. All right, let's give it power. Fans are spinning, and let's see. All right, so we got a screen. Let's go ahead, let's install the drivers, install the software and the games. Let's do some benchmarks and all that stuff, and then we'll talk about this graphics card and cool things, bad things, what we think. So, all right, let's get to it, and we'll be right back. This is an awesome graphics card, and even 5 years later, I will say it's still pretty impressive considering, and it could hold up okay. So let's talk about it. So what's so special about it? You got the green, which the green is pretty cool, and one thing about the green is I hate this type of stuff, because if you're doing a build, you're kind of limited to that green aesthetic, but overall it's not too bad. I mean, now, if you didn't like the green, considering that it's a very solid card and it has definitely good chiplets on it, you can spray paint this and make it look good and get rid of that whole green and still deal with the fact that you got a good budget card over here. So definitely something to consider there. Over here on the top, MSI. and it just lights up green, and you only get the color green. So if you get the MSI gaming app, it allows you to change the effects of the LED, but it doesn't let you change the color of the LED. So you can go breathing, flashing, double flashing, random, but you can't change the colors, which it is what it is on that. And then it gives you like a gaming mode, OC mode, boost mode, silent mode, which personally, in my opinion, it's just kind of a waste, because you could just use MSI Afterburner and just come up with your own clocks that you're going to do good for this card. So let's talk about overclocking. This thing overclocks phenomenal. Running Heaven Benchmark with stability and all that good stuff, we were able to get 200 on the core, 250 on the memory, and this thing was stable. Our boost out of the box with this card, it comes overclock, and the boost clock for this is 1341 for the core and 3505 for the memory, and we were able to get 1541 boost overclocked and 3758 overclocked on the memory. So that's pretty impressive. The temperatures on an open test bench, and it's probably about 70 or 72 degrees Fahrenheit in this garage. The temperatures were phenomenal. I never saw it spike past 60, and these fans are quiet. I was able to put, I mean, these heat pipes did get warm, but still, I mean, very impressed on how this thing, the cooling efficiency of this thing, and definitely the way it was able to overclock. And it sure does, with those overclocks, will give you some good performance if you needed to really get some more squeeze out of it. Let's put it that way. Games. Every game that we did it in 720p, and some people ask me, well, why 720p? It's old, blah blah blah. Well, my thing is 720p is going to be the most stable, where you can play the game and still have a good, enjoyable playing experience, where the game's not stuttering or acting silly. Now, we can push some of these games to 1080p, but we'll have to tweak the settings, and you're going to have to sacrifice. So it's a personal preference, but I want to show that you can still buy this card, play it at 720p, get a good gaming experience, and then you could bump it up to 1080p and figure out what's going to work better for you for that. Far Cry, I mean, average, a normal setting 720p was like 60 frames per second. Fortnite, 720p high, 60 frames per second. Red Dead Redemption 2, which is surprising, 720p low, and we were able to get about 43 frames per second, and the quality was actually really good. In Shadow of the Tomb Raider, 720p high, our average was 40, and all these games were playable, they ran great, and we had a good gaming experience. This card is quiet. That's the biggest thing I can't emphasize on it. As far as the overclock and the limitations, I think the limitation of this card is, number one, the power. The amount of power that you're going to get on it, because you only have one 8-pin. I'm sure if you had more, to be able to get some more power into this, we could probably push the clocks a little more. I don't believe it was a temperature issue. Now, the other limitation that you run into this card is that it only has 2 gigs of DDR5. I believe if it had 4 gigs of DDR5, you'd definitely be able to push 1080p more and get a better playable experience for 1080p at better frame rates and even just better graphics wise. So, but they do have the 970, and this is something to consider. If you're able to find this card in the 970 variant, limited edition, because 970 comes with 4 gigs, definitely go for it. And the reason why I recommend going for this card, if you can find the 4 gig 970 version, is because the way this thing was all built and set up is very solid, great cooling, and you could really overclock this, and I think that's a great card. So I believe when this card came out, it was $240 US back in 2015, with most 960s going for $199. So for the extra $50, it was definitely worth it back then, and I think it's definitely worth it now. If you're gonna go for a 960, try to find this one. I mean, they're a little tricky to find, and usually they're a lot higher. I've seen them go for about $70 to $80. I was lucky to be able to get this one for $42, so something to consider. So thanks for watching. Comment down below, let me know what you think of this card, another card that you think that we should review, or a card that you found to be a great budget card that could still play modern games today in 2020. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and we'll see what we come up with next.